used to think I walked away from everything, but somewhere along the line I realized the world stepped back before I did. Doors didn't close, they just stopped opening. Voices didn't fade, they simply stopped calling my name. It wasn't dramatic, no moment of betrayal, just a quiet shift where I was no longer part of the picture everyone else seemed to see. And the strange thing is, I can't point to the day it happened, only that one morning I woke up and the world no longer reached for me. The world let go first, long before I noticed, long before I questioned where everyone went. And I stand here not broken, just aware that I'm outside a story I used to belong to. The world let go, and I stayed still. Didn't chase after it, slipped past me. You can't chase shadows that were never meant to stay. People moved on the way seasons do, naturally without apology. And I became a quiet place they stopped visiting. I learned how to exist without witness, and somehow that truth settled cleaner than hope ever did. The world let go first, long before I noticed, long before I questioned where everyone went. And I stand here not broken, just aware that I'm outside a story I used to belong to. And I stayed still. And I stayed still. Maybe I mistook silence for safety and distance for strength. Maybe the world didn't abandon me. Maybe it simply stopped waiting for someone who never asked to be seen. The world let go first, and I'm done asking why some endings don't hurt, they just clarify. And now I walk forward, not to return, but to accept that the world released me before I ever released it. I walked home by the longest route, not because I wanted to, but because there was no reason to hurry anymore. The street lights didn't flicker tonight, they just stood like strangers, keeping the distance. I passed couples laughing softly, their voices didn't touch me, not even a little. It felt like watching a world I wasn't built for, a world that didn't notice I left. And I sit where no one calls my name, where silence doesn't even try to explain. I breathe, but it never feels the same since loneliness learned how to stay. The room was dark before I entered, almost relieved that I didn't bring any light with me. I placed my coat on the chair across, pretending someone might sit there someday. My voice didn't echo and I whispered something, maybe a question, maybe nothing. I think I'm starting to forget what it feels like to be expected anywhere. And I sit where no one calls my name, where silence doesn't even try to explain. I breathe, but it never feels the same since loneliness learned how to stay. Some nights I wonder if the world would notice if I went missing quietly. Not out of sadness, but out of habit, like leaving has become the only thing I do gently. And I sit where no one calls my name, where silence feels almost human. I breathe, but it never feels the same since loneliness decided I was easy to claim. I held you the way someone holds something already slipping, something already saying goodbye without speaking at all. Your eyes had the kind of distance people get when they're halfway gone but still standing in front of you. I reached for your hand, you didn't pull away, but you didn't hold back either. It's strange how two people can stand so close and still feel an entire winter growing between them. If loving you means watching you fade, then I guess I've always been brave. If losing you means staying this way, then I guess I've already paid. You a warmth that never stayed, but I kept reaching anyway. I tried to speak, but the words felt heavier than the silence we'd grown used to. You smiled, the kind of smile that remembers love but doesn't feel it anymore. I memorized it even though it wasn't meant for me. Not really, not anymore. I think that's the part that hurts the most, not the leaving, but the moment you realize someone has already left inside their heart. If loving you means watching you fade, then I guess I've always been brave. If losing things and you mean staying this way, then I guess I've already paid. You a warmth that never stayed, but I kept reaching anyway. Maybe love isn't broken, maybe it's just temporary warmth placed in the hands of people who forget how to hold it. Maybe I'm one of them, and maybe you learned before I did. If loving you means letting you stray, then I'll try to live that way. If missing you is the price I pay, then I'll miss you every day. You were warm that never stayed, and I was the one who stayed anyway. I sat for a long time, not thinking hurting just there. The clock moved, I guess, but I didn't watch it. Even the air stopped asking if I was still breathing. I touched my own hand to check if it was warm, but I couldn't tell if it mattered. Nothing felt wrong, nothing felt right, nothing felt at all. I don't feel much anymore, not the cold, not the floor. I don't feel what I did before. Every color turns to noise, and the quiet isn't heavy, it's just blank. I walked across the room, not for a reason, just because my body remembered the motion. My footsteps didn't echo, they didn't sound like anything. I looked outside, people move, cars passed, life continued unaffected and uninterested. I waited to see if something in me would react, but nothing did, not even a flicker. It's strange how silence can erase a person without touching them. I don't feel much anymore, not the cold, not the floor. I don't feel what I did before. Every color turns to noise, and the quiet isn't heavy, it's just blank. Some say numbness means healing, but mine feels less like recovering and more like dissolving, piece by piece, quietly, correctly. I don't feel much anymore, not the ache I once wore. I don't feel the way I swore I once did when I cared before. Now the quiet doesn't comfort, doesn't harm, doesn't warn. It just stays like I do, barely here, barely gone. I'm not surprised that we ended here. Nothing dramatic, nothing sudden, just a slow settling. Two people who stopped reaching at the same time. You're speaking, I hear the tone, more than the words that blur like something rehearsed. The truth said too many times before meaning could form. I'm not angry, you're not guilty, it's quieter than that. Almost polite, like weather changing without warning, but not enough to ruin anything. I knew this day would come long before it arrived. I felt it in the pauses, in the space where warmth used to stay. And now you're saying goodbye, but it feels like a confirmation, more than a loss, more than a loss. Your eyes look soft, not with love, just familiarity. The kind people have when they've shared a life, but not a future. You're waiting for me to react, cry, argue, ask you to stay a little longer, but that wouldn't be honest, not anymore. The truth is some endings don't break us, they simply remove the weight of pretending we were still growing in the same direction. I think we both knew. I knew this day would come long before it arrived. I felt it in the pauses, in the space where warmth used to stay. And now you're saying goodbye, but it feels like a confirmation, more than a loss. You were as we could. Like something finished without regret. Goodbye isn't sharp, not tonight. It's just the last line of a story that stopped writing itself a long time ago. Sit on the edge of the bed long enough to forget whether I was getting up or lying back down. The air feels still, not comforting, not cold, just something I pass through without belonging to it. People ask, how are you? I answer before I think, because thinking costs too much. And the truth is I don't know where my feelings went, or if I even want them back. I'm tired of trying to feel, tired of pulling myself into a shape that makes sense to someone else. Everything I hold slips slowly, not painfully, just inevitably. If this is living, then maybe living isn't meant for everyone. I watch the window more than the world outside it. Light passes in and leaves without asking if I needed any of it. I used to wait for something, a change, a sign, a reason to stay awake. Now I just let the hours stack quietly one on another until they lean too heavy to notice. Silence doesn't bother me anymore. It's the only thing that never expects anything back. I'm tired of trying to feel, tired of pulling myself into a shape that makes sense to someone. Everything I hold slips slowly, not painfully, just inevitably. If this is living, then maybe living isn't meant for everyone. Sometimes I wonder if I left my life somewhere behind me without noticing, like forgetting a coat on a chair and realizing too late it's no longer mine. But the thought doesn't scare me, it just sits beside me, quiet like everything else. I'm tired of trying to feel, tired of making sense of days that don't want me. I fade a little each night, each morning, without warning, without protest. Maybe disappearing isn't tragic, maybe it's simply what happens when nothing asks you to stay. it didn't matter, but because my mind stopped taking notes somewhere along the way, I watch your lips move the way people watch rain on a window, present but distant, unrelated to the room they're in. I didn't blink, didn't react, just stood there letting the moment pass through me. Instead of touching me, it felt cleaner that way. This is a way things stop, no noise, no fall, just a quiet shift, like a door left slightly open. This is how love ends, not broken, just unused until the shape of it doesn't fit either of us anymore. You reached out halfway, a gesture without conviction. I didn't take your hand, not out of anger, just a lack of instinct to meet you there. It surprised me how easy it was to let the space stay empty. I realized I wasn't waiting for you to explain or stay or feel anything. I just noticed how little I existed in your eyes and how little that shocked me. This is the way things stop, no noise, no fall, just a quiet shift, like a door left slightly open. This is how love ends, not broken, just unused until the shape of it doesn't fit either of us anymore. Maybe we were finished long before he said anything. Maybe silence was the only thing still doing its job between us. Maybe that's why I didn't hurt, not really. I only watched myself step back quietly, neatly, naturally, like someone leaving a room they were never supposed to stay in. This is the way things stop. Nothing dramatic, nothing wrong, just the absence of wanting where wanting used to live. This is the end, not tragic, just true, a quiet undoing of you and me until neither of us thinks to reach again. I've carried storms that never had my name on the hellway. No one asked me if I could bear people come and go lightly, as if the world keeps pace with their footsteps. But I stay rooted in the same cold ground where nothing blooms, not even me. And every time something breaks, it somehow breaks in my hands, even when I wasn't the one holding it. Tell me why it's always me, why the hurt finds my door so easily. Tell me why the world turns fine while I'm stuck where the light doesn't reach. If pain needs a place to sleep, why does it choose me? I watch people laugh as if breathing is never asked for effort, and maybe it hasn't for them. But I've spent years trying to stitch myself quietly so no one sees how often I come undone. I'm tired of pretending that carrying on feels noble. Sometimes it just feels lonely, and I wonder if anyone would even notice if I put down everything just once. Tell me why it's always me, why the hurt finds my door so easily. Tell me why the world turns fine while I'm stuck where the light doesn't reach. If pain needs a place like a penalty, just a day where the world stops handing me sorrow and asks if I've got room for anything else. Tell me why it's always me, why the dark knows my name so intimately. Tell me why I'm left behind when everyone else moves cleanly on. If pain needs a home, why does it always choose me? Up and the room felt the same, but something in the air didn't say your name. The window let the light in like it always does, but it didn't feel warm, not the way it was. I made coffee, just one cup this time. I didn't spill a drop, but it still felt like a crime. Nothing broke, nothing fell apart, but spaces get louder when you leave your part. And I don't cry, but I feel the quiet ache growing slow like a fault I can't erase. Every day I learn how to let it stay, this empty place where you used to lay. I walk streets we used to know, they don't look different but they don't glow. I pass by corners where your laughter stayed. Now all I hear is the sound time made. People move without seeing the loss, they don't notice what I've come across. Your ghost isn't loud at all, it's just a shadow on the way I fall. And I don't cry, but I feel the quiet ache growing slow like a fault I can't erase. Every day I learn how to let it stay, this empty place where you used to lay. And maybe healing is just learning not to look for you in everything. Maybe staying is a kind of leaving. I'm still trying to understand the meaning. And I don't cry, but the quiet ache remains, filling rooms like an echo of your name. Every day I learn how to let it stay, this gentle ache that won't go away. Lately I wake up tired before the day even begins. Not sad, not scared, just empty in a way that doesn't rise or fall. People talking and not, because answering takes more energy than I have left. Their voices drift like background noise in a room I'm barely part of. Nothing hurts sharply anymore. Everything just sits on my chest, quiet, heavy, unmoving. I don't have the strength to ask why, not today, not anymore. I'm too tired to wonder why it's always me carrying what I never chose. If the world needs someone to break, I guess it picked the one too drained to argue. I walk slowly now, not because I'm fragile, but because speed feels pointless when every direction looks the same. I used to look for signs, for reasons for anything that could explain why the weight never shares itself. But explanations are just another task, and I've run out of tests I can hold. Even crying feels like something I would need to plan for. So why don't I just breathe shallowly, quietly enough to stay, but not enough to feel present. I don't have the strength to ask why, not today, not anymore. I'm too tired to wonder why it's always me carrying what I never chose. If the world needs someone to break, I guess it picked the one too drained to argue. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel something enough to protest, enough to question, enough to say this isn't fair. But tonight existing is already more than I can manage, and there will have to be enough. I don't have the strength to ask why the hurt stays and the rest leaves. I'm too tired to rewrite anything, too tired to resist. So if the world needs someone silent, someone one thing, it has me at least for now. I woke before the sun did, not because I meant to, but because sleep had nothing left to offer me. The room was still in a way that made me feel unnecessary. I sat on the edge of the bed, listening for something, anything, but the silence didn't answer. It never does. It only settles deeper when I try to move. I realize it's been days since anyone said my name out loud, and somehow that felt accurate. This quiet isn't gentle, it just fills whatever is left of me. This loneliness doesn't make it, simply stays wherever I breathe. No one knocks, no one waits, and I exist in the space between fading and being forgotten. I made tea, let it cool, never drank it. The steam faded quickly, much quicker than I do outside. Cars pass, indifferent to my window, to my world. People walk somewhere together, I could film, but I couldn't picture the warmth, the belonging. The truth is, I don't miss anyone anymore. Missing requires hope, and I misplaced that quietly a long time ago. This quiet isn't gentle, it just fills whatever is left of me. This loneliness doesn't make it, simply stays wherever I breathe. No one knocks, no one waits, and I exist in the space between fading and being forgotten. Some say isolation hurts, but mine doesn't hurt at all. It's just a landscape with no weather, no movement, no witness. A stillness I've learned to carry like a second skin. This quiet isn't gentle, it's the only thing that remembers me. This loneliness doesn't ache, it just keeps what the world let go. And no one knocks, no one calls my name, and I stay in the quiet. No one shares. I've thought about this long I know where you headed. I hope when we stop meeting at the same depth, stop building toward the same shape. It didn't require a fight, just time and time did the dividing for us. I'm not holding on to what we were, because what we were isn't what we are now, and ignoring that would be the real mistake. So this is where we part, without noise, without blame. Not because we don't care, but because caring doesn't fix the distance we've grown into. I'm steady, you're steady, and that's why we can let this end. I hear what you're saying and I understand it. Every word matches what I already knew. We tried not perfectly, but honestly, still honesty only works if there's something left to hold together, and there isn't, not in a way that would last. You're looking for softness in my answer, but gentleness isn't clarity, and clarity is what we need now. I won't dress this up or dull the edges, it's over and that's a clean truth. So this is where we part, without noise, without blame. Not because we don't care, but because caring doesn't fix the distance we've grown into. I'm steady, you're steady, and that's why we can let this end. We were good for who we were then, but we're not those people now. And holding on to something just because it once mattered isn't strength, it's refusal to acknowledge change. And I won't refuse what's clear. So this is where we part, without noise, without blame. Two people choosing truth over comfort. No regret, no collapse, just a quiet line drawn between what was and what won't be. And I'll walk away knowing this ending is the most honest thing we've shared. We've shared. I sat in the corner and felt the air move through me instead of around me. It wasn't cold, wasn't warm, just indifferent to my shape. My hands rested on my lap, but the weight of them felt borrowed in, like the idea of touch without the body. Even sound didn't seem to land on me. It passed through as if I were a doorway instead of a person. I'm almost not here. Not vanished, just thinning, edges fading, name dissolving, presence drifting in the quiet air. Nothing pulling, nothing keeping, nothing marking where I end. I'm almost not here. I tried to stand, not to move, just to confirm there was still a me to rise. The floor didn't answer, it simply allowed the attempt. My reflection in the window didn't commit to staying. Half of it lingered, the other half didn't bother to appear. I raised a hand, but the image didn't follow, just delayed, like it needed time to remember what responding meant. I'm almost not here, edges fading, name dissolving, presence drifting in the quiet air. Nothing pulling, nothing keeping, nothing marking where I end. I'm almost not here. habit I wore, not a truth I held. Maybe the world never noticed me because I was already partway gone. I'm almost not here, a whisper without a voice. I'm almost not here, a shape without a choice. If I disappear completely, I don't think the room will need to adjust. I'm almost not here, and soon almost will be enough. I'm almost willed here. I cleaned the shelf today, not because it needed it, but because my hands didn't know what else to do. Your books still lean the way you left them, spines worn like they've been waiting for you. Sunlight hit the wall in the shape of your shadow, soft, unsteady, almost kind. I stood there longer than I meant to, wondering how something so quiet could hurt this much. And the maroon learns to forget faster than I do. It lets go of every trace of you, but I stay where the echoes collect, trying to hold what the room rejects. I found a note you scribbled in haste, just a few words, nothing deep, nothing poetic. Still it felt heavier than anything else you left, because it sounded like you were coming back. I put it down in the same place, didn't fold it, didn't move it. Some things are too fragile for my hands to decide their fate. Learns to forget faster than I do. It lets go of every trace of you, but I stay where the echoes collect, trying to hold what the room rejects. Maybe forgetting isn't cruel, maybe it's a kind of survival. Maybe that's why walls let go while hearts take longer than they should. And the room learns to forget faster than I do. Light shifts and it erases you, but I stay where the echoes collect, still holding on to what you never kept. Flashback, I'm holding but I've did something in me shifted, barely, quietly, like a small crack. You don't notice until the water leaks. You weren't cold, you weren't unkind, you were just somewhere else, and I was still here, trying to pretend I didn't see it happening. I nodded because speaking would have made the truth too real too fast. And I fall in the quiet where nothing screams, but everything ends. I break without sound because losing you doesn't echo. It just settles like dust on a shelf no one touches anymore. You reached for your coat, not because you were leaving, but because your body needed something to do with its hands, while your heart stepped back from mine. I watched without out watching the way people do, and they know they have no right to ask someone to stay. You said my name softly as if testing whether it still belonged to your mouth. It did, but only barely. And I fall in the quiet when nothing screams, but everything ends. I break without sound because losing you doesn't echo. It just settles like dust on a shelf no one touches anymore. Suddenly, lady of thins, lightens, fades like breath on a mirror, disappearing before you decide if it meant anything. I think that's what happened to us. Not a rupture, just a soft, unnoticed disappearance. And I fall in the quiet where everything ends. Softly I break without sound because losing you isn't dramatic. It's just the simple truth of two people no longer meeting in the same place. And I fall quietly until quiet is all I am. I sat down in the chair you liked. It didn't hold your shape, not anymore. The quiet felt heavier tonight, like it finally realized you're not coming back. I touched the table where your hand once rested. The wood was cool, colder than I expected. I tried to hum the song you used to start, but the melody slipped before it reached my heart. And nothing stays the way it was, even memories learn to move on. But I'm still here trying not to pause on every place you've already gone. I opened the window, hoping air might change, but even the wind knew what remained. Your jacket still hangs by the door. I don't touch it, but I see it more and more. The nights stretch long in a way I can't measure. Time moves, but it doesn't bring treasure. People say the heart forgets pain, but forgetting you feels harder to explain. Nothing stays the way it was, even memories learn to move on. But I'm still here trying not to pause on every place you've already gone. Maybe one day I'll breathe without noticing how empty the air can be. Maybe one day I'll stop expecting your voice in the spaces around me. still here learning how to trust what's left behind.